It feels a little bit weird to say, but I am kind of glad that I don't have a book coming out this year. I feel like if I had pushed myself, I could have pulled an all-nighter. And I just had this revelation. Oh, it's so simple. It's such a simple solution. We're vlogging. We are vlogging today. I have a feeling within the next few weeks, we'll be reaching the end of the draft. The ending of this book is really... it's gonna kill me, man. Anyways, we're going to try to make some writing progress today. I also have some freelance work that I'm doing. I have like a deadline that I need to meet in a couple weeks and I didn't work on it yesterday, so I need to like do double duty today. I've been comping the book as like Blood Over Bright Haven meets Jade City, but I do feel like it is missing a third comp. Blood Over Bright Haven is like that's kind of the dark academia adjacent comp. Jade City is sort of the gang politics, family, clan. We're missing a third one. Word count, current word count is 114 in Scrivener. I have to figure out the ending. There's also some long ass chapters in this book. Like, books feel like they go by faster when the chapters are shorter, but like, oh my god, this chapter is 4,200 words. I really, in this book, wanted to do alternating chapters. Ilario Vara, Ilario Vara. I might have to not do that. It's a new day. I know you literally can't tell that it's a new day because I'm wearing the same sweater. So I actually do so much of my writing between the hours of like midnight and 4 a.m. And that's just like how it's been with this project. Obviously at that hour, I just feel weird talking to a camera because I'm so delirious. It's so interesting. Like, I don't know how I'm going to feel reading back this whole manuscript. So much of the book has been forged in the most intense hours of the night. Actually ended up doing a lot of revision that I had been putting off. I cleaned up some chapters. There was like one chapter that I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to keep it in the draft, so I've been like taking it in and taking it out. I think it's in an okay place. I'm not sure that I'm entirely happy with it. I think it helps at least bridge some plot gaps. I also made some progress on like a really emotionally intense chapter that happens right before the big climax. It was such an intense writing session. Like, it was one of those days where I like had to stop myself from writing. Like, I wasn't tired and I wanted to keep going, and I only stopped myself because it was past 4 a.m. and I was like, I'm really gonna regret this tomorrow. I feel like if I had pushed myself, I could have pulled an all-nighter. Hello, we are back. I haven't updated this vlog in a few weeks, but I did have like a good 2-hour writing session today, and I'm going to get back to the draft later this evening. But just to recap, I can't remember the last thing that I updated this vlog about. Don't remember if it was before or after I got extremely ill. I guess like leading up to Christmas, or like very close to Christmas, I got sick. That definitely set my schedule back. So just to give a writing update, I am officially writing, I don't want to say the last scene of the book because the last scene is going to be several scenes. It's like the last major event of the book. A lot of the emotional arcs are pretty much like set up to be finished. We've closed up a lot of things, particularly with Vara's character. I feel like Ilario has like one or two major things that we still gotta write. I'm really looking forward to writing this last sequence. It hasn't really been like a 3-year project, but I definitely knew how I wanted this book to end pretty much as soon as I came up with the idea. That's the writing update. I do have some office updates. I don't know if you can see, this is a closet and I have wanted to turn this into a whiteboard for a very long time. You probably can't see it because of the white light, but I finally did it. I put up like a whiteboard sticker onto the closet doors. I just basically mapped out all the third act on this door, and then on this door I have like a map, a very bad map of the world. Yeah, here's my terrible map. I have a couple books that I need to blurb this month. I'm doing my best to work my way through those. The book's moving. It's moving. It's a new year. It's a new era. It feels a little bit weird to say, but I am kind of glad that I don't have a book coming out this year. I mean, like, from a financial point of view, of course it would be nice to have a book coming out this year, but I feel like mentally, creatively, and emotionally needed to like recenter myself, just kind of get over the intensity of my debut year that I wasn't fully emotionally prepared for. And I feel like I'm really recovering from those emotional highs. The next book that I put out, I feel like I'm gonna feel a lot more grounded. And the good news is that I do have a lot of friends whose books are coming out this year. I'll still feel very connected to the publishing world vicariously. All right, I am so close to the end of this book. We're almost there. We have what I estimate to be, well, actually, it's more like 4.5 chapters, depending on how the epilogue situation works out. I don't know what I want like the denouement to be. We're almost there. There's so many things. Okay, yeah, I had to write down like what is actually happening in this last sequence because I was having a really hard time for the past couple weeks trying to plot out like what's going on. There are so many characters to account for. Now that I wrote it down, I'm feeling a little bit more confident about actually writing it. There's a chapter that I want to try to finish tonight. Maybe it's already 10:30. Like I was out for like most of today, so I am kind of tired, but I don't know. I feel like I want to try to finish this chapter today. This is Ilario's chapter. A really like highly emotional chapter. Yeah, this is like a conversation that I have been trying to figure out how I want to lay it out for so long, because I always knew that this is what Ilario has to do at the end of this book, like this final conversation that he has with a very pivotal character in the book. Like I hope that I have said everything that I need to say about it. I don't know. That's what we're gonna do. We're hopefully gonna lock in. I was reading over what I read yesterday. I think the ideas that I put down are fine, and I'm just gonna have to fill it in and finish it and see how I feel about it by the end of the chapter. And just to share what I'm currently reading, so my brother got me this Daphne du Maurier box set. He took Rebecca because I already have a copy of Rebecca, and I told him that Rebecca is one of my favorite classics. I think maybe second only to Gatsby, but it was a great book. And so now I'm going back through the rest of du Maurier's work. The first book I actually finished this year was And the River Drags Her Down by Ji-hyun Yoon. This is such a good book. It is so beautifully written. Ji-hyun actually gifted me this copy when she was in Toronto, and she signed it, and she's like truly the sweetest person ever. Knocked my fucking socks off. Also, I'm not someone that reads a lot of horror, so like some of the passages like in this I was like, yeah, wow, oof. And then the second book that I finished this year, technically I had started reading these like before 2026, so whatever, maybe it's cheating, but the second book that I finished this year was a library copy of We Read Lions by Rick Westhead. I knew a lot of the things that were going to be discussed in the book, particularly the 2018 Hockey Canada essay case. There was still the things that are in that book were so disturbing and enlightening. Hey, Clemmy, do not touch the camera. Clemmy is screaming for dinner, so.
Alright. Yeah, she wants dinner, right? We all want dinner, right, Clemmy? Yeah.
I had an okay writing session today. I spent the last 2 hours editing, which I said I wouldn't do. But I did. You know what though? What I edited today, I was convinced that those chapters were really, really bad because I haven't read over them since I wrote them a few weeks ago. They're actually not nearly as bad as I thought they would be. I actually just got another blurb request come in a few minutes ago, so the deadlines are catching up with me. Okay, so I am reading The Raven Scholar, which I bought this book a long time ago. I read a couple chapters of it and then I shelved it, and then I came back to it because I was trying to see if this would be a comp for The Floating House. I've only heard very good things about this book. I think one thing I don't see in a lot of fantasy these days is just like genuine comedy. Like this book is actually just funny. Oh my god, okay, it's like already 5 p.m. I haven't done any writing today. I have my trusty pencil case here, which I keep 4 highlighters in here. One pen, and then I have some sticky tabs. This is my annotating kit.
Here is Clemmy. She just had a snack, and now she's probably gonna take a nap for an hour. She said, don't point a camera at me. Just saying hi, right, Clemmy?
Hi, hello. It's almost the end of January. I've been like writing half of this chapter for the last, I don't know, 2 hours. And I just had this revelation. Oh, it's so simple. It's such a simple solution. I'm so mad that I didn't think of this sooner. I was writing half of this chapter and I realized that the scene I was writing, or like the conversation should have happened 3 chapters ago, and it would have solved this one plot hole that I've low-key been ignoring for like the last month. So I think the silver lining is that I don't have to cut what I was writing for the last hour. There's obviously gonna be some like aftershocks that I have to fix. Oh my god, this last act has really almost killed me. It's been a doozy, let's just say that. But we're finally, oh my god, we're finally writing this dreaded sequence that I just couldn't get myself to write for the longest time. I am so determined to make this happen because I have actually been writing like 5 chapters at the same time right now, and I've really been jumping back and forth. There's like a million non-chronological thoughts that you're holding in your brain at the same time.
Sit. Sit. Hi.
Oh wow, great start. I feel like every new year, January is the longest month of my life, and then the rest of the year just disappears. As you might be able to tell, I am sick again. Book update. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with the book. 1 chapter left to write, just the wrap-up chapter, I guess. And then there are a few scenes in the climax, maybe like 3 scenes or so. It's not even a draft 1 anymore. It's been weird. This draft has been really weird. First of all, it's a very long book. I feel like especially in Act 2, I was doing a lot of like dev edits as I was still writing it. Yeah, 1 more chapter. I hope I can make some good progress on it. I don't think, well, realistically, I don't think we're gonna finish the chapter today, and I am so sick. I don't actually quite know what I want to happen. I thought I did. I thought I had this last chapter well thought out. I don't know. I was laying it out yesterday, just like the skeleton of it, and it did not feel right. I can't believe we're almost done. I feel like this book had, more than any other project I worked on, it has really felt like this has been my boulder. And it just keeps rolling back down the hill. I don't even want to read over what I wrote yesterday. There is like a universe in which I don't even write this last chapter. I guess fine on its own, but then I also feel like it would be a very abrupt ending. Okay, word count at the moment is 126, which in Microsoft Word is probably closer to 130. You don't have much word count to play with. It wasn't supposed to be that long. I think in my mind, I still treat this book as if it's my debut. And like, it's just like, am I allowed to write a 130K draft? I don't know. I'm going to lock in for a bit and we'll just like see what happens. It's 4 in the morning, but I have spent the last 2 days trying to figure out how I was gonna end this book. I was missing a detail for the ending. You just have to like pull from details that you've already written in order for like a reveal or a moment to feel satisfying and earned. I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of like putting the pieces together, but the answers are always right in front of you. I'm gonna quickly write down this thought I just had because I'm not finishing this chapter today. Last night / this morning, I finally finished Floating House. Well, it's actually called Providence, which I don't know if at any point in this video I've actually said that. I won't get into like all of the details about the project in this one video, even though it is technically my 4th novel. It's also in a way my 2nd novel. It was a very different experience from writing my debut. What I've actually been doing today is trying to figure out what I want to work on next. I always feel very like unmoored. I feel kind of lost as a writer every time I don't have like a draft that I'm actively working on, that I'm like really in the trenches with. And so there are actually 2 different ideas that I could dive into. I mean, there's the Zaffre cyberpunk book that if you have been on this channel for a while, you know that I started writing that. I do kind of want to go back to it. I was reading the opening chapters that I wrote a couple years ago. They were a lot of fun. Like, I think voice-wise, it's very different than what I've done before. I think because it's a type of female protagonist that I've never had the chance to write, but that I've always wanted to write. It's like funny, humor, comedy, like it's not something that I typically leaned into in most of my writing. After coming off of such heavy projects like Global Heavens and now Provenance, there is something about like the humor element of this other whip that is so much fun to me. But the other idea that I'm thinking of writing, probably the closest thing that I would ever write to like an actual romance novel. I know what I want it to feel like. I won't say too much yet, but I have always been very drawn to contemporary urban fantasy. I'm noodling around with a few different plots. I also haven't really pinpointed exactly how I want it to feel. Like if I want to go more in kind of a literary fiction direction, or do I bend more into a romance? I don't know where I'm gonna end up yet. The only reason that I'm not sure that I would call it a romance is because based on some of the ideas that I have, I don't know if it will have enough romance to constitute being a romance novel, whereas it being a contemporary fantasy with more romance than usual and an actually happy ending. Many things to think about. The contemporary fantasy idea that I have right now would be like another MLM pairing, just based on the very specific characters that I have in my head. But that one is a lot more malleable, I guess. So we'll see how that turns out. There's not much emphasis on sexuality in Provenance because in a book with like so many other things going on, it just like wasn't the kind of book in which I needed to explore that in any way. And Ilario and Vara, they are a male and female pairing, and that's fine. And we love them, and we love them, and we accept everyone. I do want to write queer characters again. I'm also still fighting off this cold. I'm gonna take this next week, hopefully, to edit Provenance, and then I think it will probably be ready to send off.
This is not a test that's set in high school, and if there's like a particular like.
I feel like I've spent this entire vlog wearing this sweater. I didn't film an outro for this vlog, so this is the outro. I actually printed the draft, so here she is. It's been a few days since I turned in the book to my agent. I haven't actually read it over since I turned it in. Kind of wanted to let it sit so that I could look at it with fresh eyes, but I did print it, so she's ready to be read. I can't believe how long this book took to write. We lived, we survived. Bye.